you support these people's faces to come in a currency? Do you know who Michael Opara is? Caribbean Ruby. She's about 50 years. She said she has never heard of. She doesn't even know whom Michael Opara and Caribbean is. Now, these are the people in the advisory team that EPA had that don't even know the history of Igbo land. That is not, forget about Igbo land. Who doesn't know Caribbean? Who doesn't know Michael Opara? Who doesn't know Chinua Achebe, who just died a few days ago? Who doesn't know about Sambono Jike? So you can see that something is wrong somewhere. That is why, as I'm talking to you now, I begin to question his stability in thoughts, in how he's doing things. Because if you carry people, that apart, Ngozi Orebeze came out openly and said she is very passionate about Nigeria. That Nigeria will remain as one nation. That it has been long they have been working on it. Those of you who are insulting me, you don't want to listen. Because you are selling yourself into the hands of the devil. And when it will be too late, you'll be crying. It is you that will suffer it. Ngozi Orebeze said it openly that he's very passionate about Nigeria. And they have been working. In the way he talks and behaves, you see them when we gather to talk, hearing careless talk flying up and down, or when they are doing why I don't follow them in presentation when they are doing their prayer. I did it once or twice. I stopped because careless talks that does not help me, nonsense careless talks come up. You begin to ask, are these people serious? You are addressing Biafrans? Amongst yourself. I don't partake in that. If as someone will tell you, when we gather again after we have discussed with you people, once we reach and heavy on Jacare and Masai and Paula, I leave. I don't have time for all that kind of thing. When you go out to the public to address the public, don't begin to tell a power. It be like say chop beans. That woman in beans sweet you this morning. This one say yes. The other one, it be like say you leak in pepper. All that is nonsense talk. You don't come out in the you are addressing Biafra for heaven's sake. Don't you understand that you are dealing with a nation? You are not dealing with. You're not on, a TikTok show. You're talking concerning nation. Your faces represents the nation on the social media platform. So you should be serious. Whenever you come, be very serious. Go straight to the point. Deal with issues. None of them ever called me and asked me, why did you leave? No. And I understand, though, there's an ultimatum. They are afraid. Nobody can. Because if 247 speaks contrary, someone will blacklist him, sanction him, his subscribers will go down, money no go come out. So everybody's afraid. I am telling you the truth. It's a maximum ruler. And they are afraid. They come. If you see what they say on the platform against Simon himself, you won't believe it. But when Simon appears, they can boldly talk. The only person whom I can vouch for, who is a bold person and can be consistent in doing his thing, is Ajere. And Ajere was suspended sometime, then he came in, or he left, and then came in, joined us. He's been consistent. I think it was the only person whom I heard said, why did I bring down that thing? That I should send it back to the internet. That's what he said. Why did I bring down that message, which Ajoka told me to bring down? That is not right. I should put it back to the internet. He was the only person that said it. He's the only person that can be bold enough. Though he didn't call me. I don't have anything against him for that. I understand his situation very well. But others are afraid. Because if they talk, they'll be in trouble. There's a sanction. Like the man from North Korea. They love him out of fear. Nobody in the autopilot media has ever called me to ask my side of the story. In fact, when Simon said he had a team he was working with outside the autopilot media, they rose up against it. I was the one that represented them to speak on their behalf where Simon is. They couldn't. So one of the reasons why I left the autopilot media team was that Simon had no respect for the autopilot media team. He was just, they were being used as his errand boys. They complained several times. And I asked him a question. Why is it that each time you go on air to make a comment, we only hear it from you just like other Biafrans? We're supposed to work with you. He said, well, as the Holy Ghost, as the Spirit leads him, he does. I said, okay, that's true. So the second reason why I left the autopilot media team is they are consistently interfering in doing my business. Sometimes you see when we are out doing something, you see me in one of my cars. I have two vehicles. I have an Equinox, Chevrolet, and have a Silverado. So the Silverado is the pickup truck. The Equinox is the SUV. The pickup truck is the business one. I use it for my business. It's when I want to go and preach that I use the SUV. So sometimes you see me, even someone has once told them that Emeka must be in the mall because I'm a busy man, very busy man. And I carry my truck, my pickup truck to do my business. So sometimes you see me in the pickup truck while doing business. It is interfering with my business, but I do it while working with Biafrans. I run a company here that does moving. You know, people call us and say, we want to transfer our furniture long distance from state to state. So maybe I hire a big truck, get people that work with me. They go and do the job. Sometimes they go and do it, I stay. Sometimes I join them to make sure the job is thoroughly done. So it was interfering with my business. And I said, I'm going to leave the autopilot media. So, when this thing has happened, even when Simon came out on the air and suspended us, go and watch all my broadcasts. I never raised any comment against her. As a matter of fact, Dr. Apoki made a comment, why do they hate the Igbo so much? And in making his commentary, I was listening. It was very interesting. Somebody sent it to me. But along the line, Apoki deviated and said that his anger is that Simon Ekpa has been promoting violence in Biafra land and they're killing people. And Simon Ekpa is supported by Emeka Livingston. And he said that Simon Ekpa does not have investment in Nigeria. And Emeka Livingston, I know him very well, he doesn't have any investment. Who told him so? Who told Apoki I don't have investment? Or should I come and be telling him? Am I stupid? That's a very, very foolish talk from Dr. Apoki. He knows me very well. I work with Dr. Apoki in the ministry, Church of God Mission. He knows me very, very well. Our bishop is still alive. Emeka Livingston is not a hidden person. He knows me very well. I work with him. My class was the second largest Sunday school class in Church of God Mission, 39 Mola Road. His was the first, and it was not bigger than my own with much margin because he was the superintendent. We studied in Sunday school together. We went to the leprosy settlement in Ikoro Toiwo to pray for lepers. And God was healing people. He knows when the white men came into the business to come and support us, Apoki removed us, and I wasn't interested. Go and ask Bishop Johnny Abraham Mensa. He's a Ghanaian man. He's in Nigeria. He'll tell you. So Apoki knows me very well. And he says, I know Emeka, he doesn't have any investment. So I came out to clarify to Apoki that Simon Ekpa has never preached violence in Biafra land. That he has succeeded in exposing to the whole world how the Nigerian government has consistently. Simon Ekpa went and presented Apoki's program on his Twitter. That broadcast that indicted Simon Ekpa that is a killer, and me, I'm also a killer. And I spoke in defense of Simon Ekpa and myself. 2 days later, Simon Ekpa went and posted that thing in Twitter. That Apoki's thing. They wrote there #2. And you know what? They cut off the clip where Apoki spoke against Simon Ekpa and myself and presented the other one. And if Apoki sees it, he will say, Emeka is a fool. That look at the man he's defending. He's the one that is promoting my thing in his tweet. And he has a lot of light. Do you understand? Do you understand? When Simon Ekpa when they said he was invited by the police, which among the autopilot media people thought? We were the one that came on air to encourage Biafrans not to be afraid. That guy is doing a good job, God is with him. And he came out. We came out and spoke. We spoke against Blinken and Katrina Lian. It was Kelechi Ambrose and myself, Princess M, we're talking. Where have we done wrong? That we have been branded criminals. And in any way, The second one, I was on my own after I said that thing. And I kept quiet. Because I said to myself, I told people, I am not going to fight. Because this guy, God raised him to give us Biafra. So I'm not going to fight. Let the thing will, delay the Biafra. It cannot derail it. Nobody can derail the Biafra project. None of us. The most you can do is to delay it. And I don't want to be part of delaying. I would rather drop my pride and name and take insult to see to it that he carries on with his project. And I was supporting him. Even after he has made that first comment. Go and listen to all my tapes. I never use one single word against him. From the depth of my heart. Yet he was not done. He kept looking out for me. And then what happened? I was on my own. People started calling me. Because I don't know people. I don't know them. I don't know people. All the commanders you are talking of, I don't know any of them. And they began to call me, look, something is wrong. You say you're an elderly man. You cannot speak. They said our soldiers on ground, they don't have granite or food or students on Kiwa. Masia, I told you people, I am not part of it. I don't know. Uno gwa Madam Azuka. Asina Azuka na phone na name wetia. Msha call Simon. Asina Simon's line na agade aga at all. Remember this letter which was written to Simon. He came at that first letter. He said that these people have a plan and this and that. That they had a meeting without telling him. Do you understand? I mean the first letter. No. Okay, it's the second letter. I'm coming to that. Yeah, I'm coming to the second letter. So when all these things happened, I kept quiet. Was supporting Simon, moving on. Then people began to disturb me. I told them, go and talk to Simon. I said, it's okay. I will not talk to Simon. He suspended me the other time. I don't know his state of mind where I am now. They said, no, you must call him. That you are an elderly man in this fight. Call him. He doesn't want to give us audience. Maybe he can listen to you. So that you can bring him on the platform. Let us tell him our problems. Let him hear us out. That was the reason. I was not even there for anything than to bring his attention. And trust me, if I stay there with Simon and you begin to say something, I can help him to explain. Definitely. Regardless of what happened. Because I am not petty to look into that. The focus is Biafra. I know that in the process we may offend each other, but the focus is Biafra. So when they kept disturbing me, I said, okay, I am going to call an elderly man I know that Simon respects. Let him send a letter to Simon. The man called Simon on phone. Simon did not pick 3 times on 3 different occasions. We told him, okay, send him an email. He sent. The people said they are not satisfied, that I must send my own email. I took a letter and sent an email to Simon Eber. I'm trying to look for that email. I'm trying to look for that email. That email that was sent to Simon Eber was okay. Yes, I have the email here. I wrote, dear, it is titled A Matter of Urgency. Dear Simon, given to developments that raise some serious security concerns and based on our collective desire to see Biafra actualized, I and some very concerned Biafrans request an urgent meeting with you to put our heads together and see if we can come up with ideas on the way forward. I hope this request meets you well. Faithfully yours in the fight for freedom, Emeka Livingston. Umona, and we'll call on ever. You know, fact finding. I don't know where Simon got his fact finding. And where he got fact finding there. Yes. If you because I was once against you, yes. Because of the information they gave me, I was not properly informed. The very day I turned away from Azuka was the day Ife Onwubiko posted that tape. I don't know whether it's Ife that posted or whoever. where Azuka was arguing with Simon and Madam Arewa over Ife concerning account. From that very day, I'm a right-thinking person. It was clear. I turned my face. I stopped calling Azuka. But I have not accused her of anything. I've not mentioned her name. And I had to apologize to Ombiko because this young lady, she told me that she had so much confidence in me that I was going to deal with this issue and bring sanity. That for 6 months, she was so badly hurt in her spirit. This is how wicked we are. She was suffering. Nobody cared. One other thing that pained me, that I wanted to see Ifeombiko and apologize to her. She said she opened her mouth and told Azuka in confidence that my husband is a DOS member, but I'm for autopilot. For Azuka herself told Ife, don't worry, your husband can be in APC, you be in PDP. That happens in families. It's not a big deal. So if he told you in confidence her belly, and now use it against her, it can destroy her marriage. For heaven's sake. How do you people think? You people are wicked. You are wicked. You are wicked. You are wicked. She was hurting for 6 months. Ifeombiko was hurting. Hurting and hurting and hurting. You cannot sacrifice Ifeombiko to get Biafra. You cannot hurt her and destroy her soul to get Biafra. God will not give it to you. God will give us Biafra, but you will not be part of it. Because your intention is to hurt her and send her to an early grave. It is you that go to an early grave, not herself. If Ifeombiko has done anything against Biafra, come out with it. We shall stand against her. If I've done anything against Biafra, come out with it. If you will stand against me, I've had time to deal with us a little. And I understand that she wants things to be done properly. She's a very organized, organized woman. Somebody said she was begging money to pay her children's school fees. Where they stay, the children go to school free of charge. You see, people just come up. The people want to show that they're supporting Biafra and Simon. So they can crucify you. They don't care. And those people are the real enemies of Biafra. You see, all those people that are insulting me, they're the real enemies of Biafra. Because they want me to be provoked and talk and destroy Biafra. I will not. The people who are encouraging me are the people who are true friends of Biafra. I say, please don't be angry. This thing will be settled. Good persons seek peace. Evil person look for war. If he apologized to you, okay, one more time in the internet, I didn't know. The very day you gave that publication was the day I turned my face away from Azuka. Because there is no how. Azuka has to come and explain. Maybe she has a better explanation as to why she's leader of Umuada and the husband. I'm very friendly with the husband. And the husband is in charge of finances. And Azuka is the one that disposes, the treasurer, the disposes. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things in Biafran struggle. So all these commanders called me and said, please, let us have an audience with Simon Ekpa. There is nothing like fact-finding. You people that there was a young man that said he's the defender of Simon Ekpa. He came out and spoke. He said, that is giving me the last grace. People talk out of point. That after this, he'll come out brutal. That I was talking about fact-finding. The man is so stupid and idiotic that he couldn't read this letter. He couldn't ask Simon because he's afraid of Simon. That guy who published that thing is such a very, very low-brained person that he could not ask Simon, can we see the letter that Livingston gave you that's a fact-finding? Simon Ekpa was depending on what the Holy Ghost told him. He didn't want to hear from me. He didn't want to read my letter. He said we had a meeting without his knowledge. But this letter was sent to Simon, and Emma Madwabum read the letter. How could Emma go into Simon's email and read this letter if Simon has not seen it? And Simon could not come and tell Biafrans the truth that he read the letter and decided to ignore it. Rather, he said, we never met him, we never told him, we had a meeting, a fact-finding meeting. But this is the letter. The letter was sent to Simon Ekpa on when was it sent? It was sent on the March 6th, on the 6th of March, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. 6th of March. If I'm not mistaken. Either 2nd or 6th, but I'm seeing 6th here. So the letter was sent, it's recorded there. Why would you be lying? If not that he has, maybe he has aught against me, I don't know. Let me give you a classical example. I encountered Simon some time ago, and Azuka begged me to forgive, not to take offense. We were doing fundraising. We had finished, and we had a break time. So I told Simon, I said, please, Simon, I've been wanting to get across to you. I've been calling you, I've not been picking. That there's certain information I want to give you from our platform. You know what Simon answered me? And what has that information got to do with the Biafran struggle? It was a slap on my face in the presence of all me. Some of them were surprised. Even Gaddafi came back and told me and said, Pastor Livingston, that thing Simon did, he doesn't like it. That there are certain people you don't fight against in life. It was a slap, a hurt on me. So somebody told him, say, no, Pastor said he wanted to see you now. He called you. He said, that's why I didn't answer him. I knew he was not talking sense. He had nothing to offer. That's why I ignored it. You know me. If I knew that I had something to offer, I would have listened to it. That was a direct insult. He has insulted me several times. I'm just telling this one for the first time now. And when he did it, I called Azuka's attention. I said, look at what's happening. Did you